What if I told you that you could grab Pokemon promo cards for as little as $3 to $11, send them to PSA grading, and potentially turn them into $300 to $600 slabs? Today, I'm breaking down 5 budget promo cards with insane PSA 10 populations that could be your next grading goldmine. But before you rush to submit, I'm going to share some critical warnings about PSA submissions that could save you hundreds of dollars. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about grading costs and risks. I'm calculating an average of 25 bucks per card for grading throughout the video. Something you also need to know. There have been multiple videos surfacing of postal workers stealing PSA submissions because they recognize a PSA address. I'm not trying to scare you, but this is real. If you're sending cards in just envelopes, you're taking a significant risk. Box them up, put multiple layers of security that they can't just rip open. Put them in an envelope, put them in a smaller box, bubble wrap it, and then put it in a bigger box. Also, you may want to consider insured shipping or alternative methods. And remember, there's inherent risk in sending cards to grading. These are meant for information, entertainment, and knowledge. Always use your best judgment. Now, you can use AI to estimate your card's chances before submitting. I prefer Grok, but you can also do ChatGPT free. Grok, you get a lot more scans and uploads. The likelihood, I ask, what's the likelihood of this card getting a PSA 10 for centering based on the PSA standards? It does need to be a high resolution photo. Let AI analyze it, and it gives you some good information. Now let's talk about these gem rates. I understand these PSA 10 populations are incredibly tough. Some of these cards have a sub 10% gem rates, but here's how I look at it. Instead of buying a lottery ticket that becomes worthless if I don't win, I still have an awesome Pokemon card even if it grades a 9. You're not gambling on nothing. You're investing in a tangible collectible with real value at multiple grade levels. That's the difference between smart speculation and pure gambling. All right, let's get into the cards. Starting with the strongest multiplier. The Glaceon Sword and Shield 192 raw is about $4. PSA value is $560. It's a 140 time multiplier. The highest on today's list. PSA population is only 52 out of 629 total graded, an abysmal 8.3% gem rate. This promo came originally from the Brilliant Stars 3-pack blisters. They're about $39 market price. Just for reference about where the promo originated, you can find raw singles for around $4 separately, which is what you want to target. $4 raw plus a 25 equals 29 invested. If you hit a PSA 10, you're looking at $560 minus a $29 cost, $531 profit on a single card. You may want to consider grading a couple of these. If you get a couple 9s back, you're still able to get a profit on it, and you have some cool cards that you may be able to sell for what you invested in it. Next up, the highest dollar profit play. Espeon Sword and Shield 174. The raw price is about $11. PSA 10 is coming in at $610. A 55 times multiplier. PSA population is 113 out of 1,396 graded. It's an 8.1% gem rate, one of the toughest on our list. This was originally in the Fusion Strike 3-pack blisters. With Fusion Strike, the sealed has gone nuclear the past couple of months. With the singles only being $11, you do want to target that instead of trying to buy the blister, which is $69. You got $36 invested. A PSA 10 nets you a $574 profit. Highest dollar return of any card we're covering today. Same thing. If you can find a couple gradable copies, it may be a good idea to send them in. Just remember, when you have multiple copies, you do want to do it in separate shipments. You are putting yourself at risk of a tougher grading standard and grading bias by sending in multiple copies of the same card in the same submission. Now, here's where things get interesting with rarity. The Deoxys Sun and Moon 164 raw, you can find it about $5, but you can see on the graph it's doubled in price the last month, and it's not going down like most Pokemon cards. It's staying up there. Its PSA value is $449, a 90 times multiplier. The population is only 2, but only 32 have been graded. It gives it a 6.25% gem rate, by far the toughest odds. It came from the Team Up 3-pack blisters. Those are crazy right now with the tag teams in there. The blisters cost $450. So you're obviously not going to buy the blister to try to send this in and get it graded with the raw single, only $5. You got $30 invested if you're able to find a gradable copy. When you the PSA 10 is $449. Take away that 30, that's a $419 profit. With only 2 in existence, you are chasing true rarity. There's only the one sale that I could find. It is an ultimate high reward, high risk, high reward play on the list. All right, our last evolution is the Leafeon Sword and Shield 191. The raw price is $3. PSA 10, $320. With a population of 57 out of 500 total graded, that's an 11.4% gem rate. It's better odds than both the Glaceon and Espeon, which were also from the Brilliant Stars 3-pack blisters. $3 plus a 25 equals $28 invested per card. You get the PSA 10, and you're looking at a $292 profit. At $3 raw, it's one of the lowest barrier entries on our entire list. Okay, the last one, and I'm ending it on the most attainable success story, and it's got a huge value in it if you can hit a PSA 10, and it's the easiest to grade. Quotes around easiest. The raw price is only $2. The PSA 10, last one sold for $408. The population is 52 out of 341 total graded. It's a 15.2% gem rate. The best odds out of all these 3-pack blister promos. It came from the Crimson Invasion 3-pack blisters. At $2 plus the $25 grading, you have $27 invested. So after, if the 408 sale minus the 27 invested, that's a $381 profit. It's one of the more attainable PSA 10s on our list with that 15% gem rate. If you're new to grading and want the best statistical chance of success with these 3-pack blister promos, this Lucario is your card. Okay, time to wrap the video up. First, we're going to talk about submission strategy. If you buy multiples of these cards, especially if you can find some like that Lucario at the $2 price, do not submit them all in one submission. You may get the same grader looking at your copies back to back, which can increase the bias. When a grader sees multiple copies of the same card, they start comparing them to each other instead of grading each one independently against PSA standards. Submit your cards in a variety of different submissions, or if you're doing a big submission, separate them within that submission. So you have multiple orders within a single submission. Collectors wait weeks or months between submissions of the same card to make sure they try to get a different grader. While PSA won't confirm it, there is a video out there of a former employee saying that when they had multiple submissions, they did grade harder. And then also remember, the gem rates are really tough. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm a Pokemon collector and investor sharing information and opportunities I find interesting. In the end, you need to use your best judgment. If you can't afford to lose value on it, don't send them in. That postal theft issue, it's real. Don't just send it in an envelope or something that's easy to get into and for them to pocket. Put your submission in multiple envelopes, small box, bubble wrap, another small box inside a big box so they can't just get it easy. Remember, even if you don't hit that PSA 10, you still own a Pokemon card with value. That's why I love this approach more than the lottery tickets. People comment, you could buy a lottery ticket. You're building a collection, not just gambling on grades. You need to go in with realistic expectations and proper risk management. Now, if you found this video valuable, please hit the like button, drop a comment, let me know which one of these you're going to go for. Me personally, I'm in on that Lucario. I do like Deoxys a lot from Pokemon Go. I always do the raids for it. And if you haven't already done so, check out the Evolution Squad. Click the join button. Look at all the different things. You get custom emojis, badges that evolve in every month, and alerts on what I'm including in my video before the video publishes. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Happy grading.